Today on Histories Tech, we are continuing to look at the Republic F-84, but this time we are going to look at the variant that became its own aircraft, the Republic F-84F Thunderstreak. Thunderstreak was developed as an attempt to compete with the newly developed F-86 Sabre and to prevent Republic from having to design an entirely new aircraft. And while it wouldn't go on to have a legacy like its counterpart, the F-86 Sabre, it would go on to be an important NATO aircraft. Now, the F-88F Thunderstreak is actually an improvement upon the F-84 Thunderjet. While Republic was building their F-84 Thunderjet, North American had introduced their swept-wing fighter, the F-86 Sabre. So in order to keep from losing all the money they had invested in the development of the F-84 Thunderjet, the plan was to design a swept-wing variant of the F-84 in order to compete with the F-86 Sabre. The proposed variant would keep about 55% of the same parts, only needing a small portion to be retooled for the new jet. However, while the prototypes were in production, the United States Air Force actually decided that they wanted a new high-performance, high-altitude engine to be placed inside of this new aircraft. So the aircraft actually had to have its cross-section redone and lengthen the fuselage, meaning the aircraft went from a 55% parts and commonality to 15%, essentially creating an entirely new aircraft. Also, there was a multitude of production issues, including the fact that several of the parts were being given priority to the B-47 Stratojet, and the fact that the engine that had been designed for it was now being replaced with a newer engine, and they had to wait on that engine to be developed as well. Even after the aircraft went into production, there was multiple problems, including issues with the stabilizing elevators that meant that the aircraft stalled at a pitch up and had poor turning ability at combat speeds. And it wouldn't be till after May of '54 that they would even be considered operational. And only a year later, with ongoing engine issues, the whole fleet was grounded, and the entire fleet would end up being phased out of service by 1958. And that would have been the end of the Thunderstreak had it not been for the Berlin Wall building in 1961. While the United States already had replacements for this aircraft in the works, there was a need for a fleet of fighter craft to be over Europe. And so the F-84F Thunderstreak was put back into service. It be offered to multiple NATO countries such as Belgium, France, Germany, Greece, Italy, with the last Thunderstreak being retired from NATO service from the Greek Air Force in 1991. Now, similar to the Thunderjet, the Thunderstreak was used during the development of the FICON testing. 25 Thunderstreaks were converted to be carried within the belly of a B-36, with an additional 25 of the RF-84F that actually had a hook on the top of them designed to come up underneath the B-36 and attach itself to it. The RF-84K Thunderflash was another variant designed specifically for use with FICON, and the actual air ducts were actually moved to the wings. Another unique variant was known as the YF-84J, and this one was specifically designed to break the sound barrier and reach Mach 1.09 in leveled flight. And while it was a success, the whole project was canceled due to the cost of developing the aircraft. A rather unusual variant was known as the Republic XF-84H Thunderstreak, gaining its name from the fact that the jet engine was removed and a turboprop was installed with supersonic props. The plan had been to develop a propeller-powered aircraft that was capable of breaking the sound barrier. The aircraft gained the name Thunderscreech from the fact that its propellers actually traveled faster than the speed of sound, and a visible sonic boom could be seen radiating from the propellers while it was idling. However, the entire project was abandoned due to instability issues during flight and the fact that the engine was incredibly unreliable. Now, similar to the aircraft it was built from, the Thunderstreak would actually be the second aircraft chosen to be part of the United States Air Force's air demonstration team, the Thunderbirds. Thanks to its role as providing NATO with usable aircraft during the crisis of the development of the Berlin Wall, the aircraft is displayed on multiple countries around Europe, with more examples of the Thunderstreak on display than that of the Thunderjet. While the Thunderstreak did nothing to improve aircraft technology like other aircraft of its time, it was a crucial piece of technology needed for NATO during a crisis. Its usefulness to fill in the role of a much-needed fighter aircraft in Europe gave NATO allies a sense of reassurance. But there you have it, a look at the Republic F-84F Thunderstreak, aircraft that by itself was not truly significant, but was part of a long line of development in the 40s and the 50s. That's it for today. I thank you for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you on the next time.